you go. These are some of my absolute favorite earrings. I love that you can make them any length you want. I have them here hanging too. You can add whatever charm you want to. I love these little gemstone charms. I just really think they stand out well, but you can make your own charms. So I want you to know you're gonna need 18 gauge wire to make this squiggly part. We're gonna use 18 gauge. I'm working with parawire, which you're welcome to do. You can also, these are made with sterling silver. So let's get started. I'm gonna get a flush cut on the end of my silver wire. And this is parawire I'm working with. Now I'm gonna make a little loop around the end, grip that in the end, and roll it around. Now, once you do that, you are going to grip, these are the large looping pliers. You're just going to let that jaw rest against the loop you just made and push. There's our first wiggle. Now you're just gonna turn these around, rest that jaw inside that wiggle, inside that little loop, and push. Now I'm gonna switch, rest it inside that loop, that jaw against that loop, and push. And that's all I'm doing for these earrings. I'm just working my way down as I go, resting it in that jaw before, and pushing. It is really that simple. This is gonna measure everything for me. Now when I get to the end, and you can see it's starting to curve, all I have to do is bend that flat. That's not hard to do. So I can make this any length I want. I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. That's where I stopped on the other ones. And all I'm going to do is at the end there, I'm gonna grip where I want my loop to line up with the other one and twist that wire around. That's all I'm doing. I'm gonna cut off my extra. Flush cut with my piece. I'm gonna take some flat nose and I'm just gonna wiggle that one shut. So there's my first one. Now let's do our second one. You wanna flush cut, make our loop, grip that in the end and roll around till you meet that wire. Take these are the 18 gauge looping pliers. I'm resting that jaw against my first loop, push. Rest that in that squiggle we made, push. Next one. And then I want to make sure these are the same length. So I think I need one more. Let's see if that's the same. Yes, it is. And then I want that bottom loop even with the top loop up here. I'm just gonna double check. Actually, I need one more wiggle. Look at that. So let's get this back in here. That simple. And now I'm gonna line that up with that top loop. Wrap around. Gonna trim off our extra. Flush cut towards the piece. And I'm just gonna wiggle that shut. Now look at that. I have two the same length. Not so cute. This one curved a little, so I'm just gonna straighten it flat. Now I like to turn mine like this, so they're kind of flip-flop of each other. Then I have my little charms here. I'm just gonna open the bottom of this one, twist it open. Don't pull apart and then try to put back together. We're only twisting, so there's that one. Same thing for this one. I'm gonna twist this open. Put that on there. You guys, so easy. I want to show you now though, an ear wire I absolutely love. So there's our earring part. I want to show you this ear wire. It stays in the ear so well. These are twisted around. There we go. It is made with the ovals, the oval mandrel pliers, and these stay in my ear so well. I'm going to use 20 gauge wire to make these ear wires. We want a flush cut on the end, and you're just going to cut about, oh, I'm guessing on my wire, but you can kind of see. This is the end I flush cut. I'm going to take these round nose and just make that loop on the end until I meet the wire, just like that. Now I'm going to use the oval mandrels, and I'm going to rest that loop I just made against the larger side of those mandrels, like that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold around the smaller one, And I'm gonna let that kind of bounce back. I'm touching that side, but wire is gonna bounce back on you, so I'm letting it bounce back. And that's my first ear wire. I'm gonna cut off a little extra. And then this is too long, but you'll see why I did that. I'm gonna make my flush cut on the second piece. Again, I'm gonna roll around the side of my round mandrels till I meet that wire. I'm gonna rest that loop against the larger jaw of the oval mandrels. I'm gonna bend this around until it touches that so it can bounce back naturally. I'm gonna slip that off, and now I can hold this up to each other. These are gonna make the exact same size. So I'm just gonna lay these one on top of the other. It's hard to do on video. There we go. So now I'm gonna hold them together. I'm gonna cut off my extra down here on both of them. These are gonna be the perfect size. They're both gonna be the same. I'm gonna get my wide flat nose, and I'm just gonna line that up with the end of the wide flats so that they crick out nice, just like that. And look, I'm gonna have 2 ear wires exactly the same. Let these tools measure everything for me, crick that out. Now, I can take my chain nose, get that little bitty part, slide my earring we made on. I can see, there we go. I'm gonna close that, wiggle that shut. Do my next one. And then remember I said I like to, I'm gonna hold this like this so I can see which way those are going. I like to have, I don't want them to go the same direction in the ear, so I'm gonna turn it this way before I attach it to the ear wire. I'm gonna wiggle that shut, and look at how cute. I love these earrings, you guys. They do really well at craft shows too. These are easy to just, your little bread and butter at craft shows. Y'all enjoy, and happy making.